Ready, check 1, 2.
Loud and clear, Jake. Loud and clear.
Go on, have a good race.
Keep it smooth, mate. Good luck.
Let's have some fun today.
Let's have a good one. Good luck, guys.
Welcome to Formula E HQ. We are at the midpoint of the season. Stoffel Vandoorne leads the championship by 12 points, followed by Eduardo Mortara and Jean-Eric Vergne. That same order being reflected in the team's championship, going Mercedes EQ, Rocket Venturi and DS Techeetah making up the top 3. Now, we have had 5 different winners this season, 10 different drivers on the podium. That's almost half the grid. So let's have a look back at how we got to where we are and look at the season so far. For the 4th year in a row, the season opened with a double header in Diriyah, and it didn't take long for the drama to begin as the championship debuted its new head-to-head duels qualifying format, setting the precedent for the intensity of qualifying this season.
Stoffel Vandoorne showed that he doesn't flinch under pressure, flying his way through the qualifying duels and into the final, besting Jake Dennis to secure this season's first Julius Baer pole position. Vandoorne and De Vries picked up where they left off in Season 7 right off the line, with the Belgian leading the pack away and the reigning champion De Vries making an early move on Dennis into second. Attack mode strategy has played a huge role in championship success throughout this season, the catalyst in more than a few race wins. When it goes right, the reward is plentiful, but get it wrong and it can cost you. As Vandoorne learned in round 1, missing the sensors on his second activation and handing the win to teammate Nick De Vries. It was a Mercedes 1-2 for the season opener, with Avalanche Andretti driver Jake Dennis completing the podium. The Brits unable to replicate that success again so far this season. Eduardo Mortara claimed victory in round 2, with Envision Racing's Robin Frijns finishing second and Mortara's Rocket Venturi teammate Lucas de Grassi rounding off a double podium for the Monegasque team. Despite claiming the first victory and starting round 2 on pole, De Vries wasn't able to hold his spot at the top of the championship for long, and we wouldn't see the Dutchman back on the podium for another 7 races.
The return to Mexico City, a circuit that has supplied some of Formula E's greatest moments, hosted the first ever win for the Tag Heuer Porsche Formula E team. Their greatest team result yet since joining the championship, and executed in style.
It was third time lucky for Pascal Wehrlein, claiming a long overdue maiden victory and easing himself away from the bad memories of past Mexico races. A flawless day, with the German team looking incredibly strong from the first practice session to Wehrlein's pole position and then race win. Mexico also gave DS Techeetah a welcome boost in their fight to return to championship winning ways, with Jean-Eric Vergne securing his first podium of the season and teammate and former champion Antonio Felix da Costa finishing 4th.
What can we say about Rome other than it was a Mitch Evans masterclass? Pure domination from the Jaguar TCS racing team. Their race package that weekend was head and shoulders above the rest of the grid.
Let's go.
But their success was in no way predictable, as neither Jaguar driver did particularly well in qualifying. But during the races, both drivers were able to move up the grid with relative ease, making up 8 places each, with Evans moving from P9 to take the win. An incredible display of racecraft, immaculate team strategy and energy management to once again see Mitch Evans on the top step of the podium in Rome. And it wouldn't be the only time that weekend. Back-to-back wins for the Kiwi racked up his season points tally from 1 to 51 and moved him well and truly into the championship fight. 2 other drivers that managed to move themselves up the standings in Rome were Envision Racing driver Robin Frijns, scoring back-to-back podiums, and Jean-Eric Vergne adding another podium onto his season tally.
The championship battle was heating up, there were new contenders in the mix, and next up was Monaco. It was a busy week in the Formula E paddock, starting with the unveiling of the new Gen 3 car for Season 9. Thankfully, the excitement didn't stop there, because we had another action-packed race on the Monte Carlo street circuit. Multiple changes of the lead, bumper-to-bumper racing, and drama for days.
This is the one! We just won Monaco!
Vandoorne showed mastery in the race to take the win, capitalising on safety cars, nailing restarts and managing energy effectively, once again showing how strong the Mercedes EQ package is. Despite being bested by Vandoorne, Mitch Evans maintained his solid run of form, finishing second, and Verne bagged another podium, maintaining the stat of being the only driver to score points in every race, something that is still true to this day after 8 rounds. Unfortunately for Porsche, it was another what could have been with both cars retiring. Pascal from the lead with a technical issue, and Lotterer thanks to contact with Oliver Rowland and the wall that ended both their races. Next, it was on to Berlin, a home race for a few drivers and teams, and a circuit that has hosted a number of different success stories, but most recently with Mercedes EQ.
Competition has been fierce and close for all of this season, and Berlin opened with the news that next season could be even more interesting, with McLaren joining the championship and App Sportsline, former championship winners, returning to the Formula E grid.
The first of 2 race days in the German capital began with an eventful qualifying session. Championship leader Vandoorne unable to get any further than the quarter-finals, as an unexpected Alexander Sims found himself up against Edoardo Mortara fighting for pole.
Mortara takes pole for the first time in his career, to the utter surprise of Jerome D'Ambrosio.
In the race, Mortara masterfully led and executed a well-rounded drive, keeping a tenacious Jean-Eric Verne hungry to capitalise on Vandoorne's qualifying woes at bay before taking his second win of the season.
Good job, Edo. Mega job, mega job.
Vandoorne completed the podium despite starting P8 and dropping back to P12 early in the race, an impressive comeback drive to maintain his championship lead. But Mortara and Verne were edging closer and closer to the top spot. Round 8 cemented an impressive weekend for the Mercedes EQ powertrain, with the top 4 all being powered by the Mercedes package. Nick de Vries breathed a sigh of relief as he got his title retention hopes back on track after winning the second race of the weekend. The Dutchman has a lot of work to do yet though, and the competition is stronger than ever, even if just from the other side of the Mercedes EQ garage. Mortara added another podium to his season accolades, but the benefits of the additional points haul would be slightly reduced thanks to another masterclass of racecraft from Stoffel Vandoorne, climbing up to the final podium spot for the second time that weekend after starting 7th on the grid. So far this season, the playing field has been levelled. The cars have been even closer together in terms of pace, timings and efficiency. The differences in car setup also seems much more instrumental this season, and the reason why we see certain teams do well on certain circuits and not on others.
We're 8 races down with 8 to go. Next up is Jakarta in Indonesia, a new circuit with new challenges and all to play for.